Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadtour.com with your morning horn of Z's, and I already drank my coffee. I have posted a discussion I had last night with John Adams out of Australia. It is so nice to have an intelligent conversation with somebody in the silver industry. The silver industry is run by a bunch of either scared, meek mice or criminal market riggers. There is no in between. Those in the silver industry, if you are not fighting to end manipulation, if you're not suing those people who are manipulating the price of silver, you are not worthy of being in the industry. In my opinion, and I've been screaming this for decades, literally decades. Richard Hayes, of the CEO of the Perth Mint, which is a mint that's supposed to take care of its customers and be a seller of silver. He should be happy that people want his product, not be scaring people off. He shouldn't be insulting people who are buying silver, calling them, what do you call them, keyboard cowboys or something ridiculous. He works for the Rothschilds. He always has. And this isn't a figurative thing. It's literally, he worked for the Rothschild Bank, and he still does, which is I believe, the co-owner of Gold Corporation, which is the treasury arm and the market rigging arm of the Perth Mint. And I believe they're running their COMEX book through Macquarie. And it sure does look like it. Macquarie's a huge Australian entity. They're in a little trouble these days, too. They were kicking ass last quarter, and all of a sudden, they're in a little trouble. So they are the big delivery group. Let me show you where we are. Right here, Macquarie. And this is an off-delivery month. So from the records I see at the Perth Mint, there's about almost 7 million ounces in the pooled allocated account, which has gone mobile, if you ask me, and is probably rehypothecated 10 times because of Richard Hayes. And a guy named Liam Twigger. Liam Twigger is one of the directors of the Perth Mint, happens to work for none other than Macquarie. And these guys sleep together. Anyway, look at the last 2 months. Macquarie had to deliver 3 million ounces each month. There goes their 6.7 million ounces. This is 6.2 of them. We will see, right? Again, check out this interview on roadtour.com. John Adams down in Australia is exposing the Perth Mint, he calls them synthetic metal scam. And that's exactly what it is. It's the same scam they ran. Jenny Moonstone nailed this. She's like, they're going to try the same games. It's not going to work this time. The reason it's not going to work is we exposed it 10 years ago. Ted Butler was like the first one to jump up and down saying, unallocated silver accounts, are you kidding? And Perth Mint said, no, it's true. Instead of having the banks finance our inventory, we're going to get individual investors. It's good for the investor. Well, what happens when they run out of product to make their bars and rounds and coins? That's a naked short. Those poor investors at the Perth Mint. Now, I'm hearing, and everybody's hearing all around, that there are huge delays in getting delivery of allocated and unallocated metal. Do not waste your time with them. Demand an immediate refund of all your money. Take that money and go buy real silver. You don't have time to wait around for the Perth Mint or Kitco or any other mint that has pooled accounts. Pooled accounts are ridiculous. They just take your money, they don't buy the metal, and they reinvest it in other places, usually higher risk assets that pay more of a dividend. And the reason they do it, it's just like a run on a bank. Then people aren't going to all come and get their silver at the same time. And if they do, you can change the rules like the Perth Mint is doing right now. It takes longer than 10 days now to get your metal out of unallocated accounts. I don't know about the 2-day rule, but I do know these guys are fraud down at the Perth Mint. And the Kitco, I've exposed this for years. The Kitco unallocated accounts, Unallocated means they don't have shit, and they will never have shit, and they never did have shit. And they hooked up with the Canadian Mint to run their fraud further. Perth Mint stopped doing this after we were screaming about it, and then they started up again in 2016, just when this guy Liam Twigger joined as a director of the Perth Mint. It's the same game running out of the Rothschilds. It's that dark evil machine that Jenny Moonstone talks about. And she said the exact same thing. She said, the old games are not going to work this time. And that's exactly what we're seeing. I'll be talking to Jenny tomorrow. On fire, that girl is on fire. Bravo. And she said the end of April is going to be some serious action in silver. I agree. And as a matter of fact, we just broke over $25. Woot, 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 raise the roof. When was the last time we were at $25? Not too long ago, last month. How about back in 1979 when we hit $25? That's how long this freaking game has gone on. It's gone on for 170 years, and now it's breaking down. Why is it breaking down? Because everybody knows exactly what these criminal bankers are doing. Get physical metal. Get it done in your own possession. No third party. Stop emailing me, say, is this vault safe? No. Even if it's the greatest people in the world, it's not safe. Why? Because the greatest people in the world will take care of their family first. If the world breaks down, the guards are going to run off with that silver before you ever see it. Why give anybody the ability to get their hands on your silver? The whole reason to own silver as an investment, as a monetary metal, is so that you don't have to worry about the rest of those criminal institutions staying afloat. You have your metal in your own hand. In cryptos, we say, not your keys, not your coins. In metal, if you can't touch the metal, it is not your metal and never will be your metal. How do you get it out? Don't stand for delivery. Don't say, I want delivery. Take that cash and go to a place where you can get your metal right away, right at that moment. And if you don't have a local silver shop, send Andy Scheckman an email, andy@milesfranklin.com. He works with Road to Ruta customers. He gets them the best deals, and he'll ship right to your front door. But number one, go to your local coin shop. Strike up a conversation. Say, hey, I'm looking to buy some silver, and go to 2 or 3, and then you'll find your favorite one who gives you the best price, and you can deal with that person for the rest of your life. Because there will be a time where you're going to want to sell metal. You know, at 3, 4, 5,000 ounce dollar ounce silver, you might want to lighten up maybe 5%. We wait till $100,000 silver, and I can give you the justification of why. 170 years of not only price suppression, but massive, massive money creation. This is a big deal, and that's why the banks are fighting. All the banks, all the central banks, all the governments around the world are trying to stop the inevitable. Free markets must take root at some point. A fair market value of silver must happen, and they're all trying to stop it. Don't try to stop it. Even the Federal Reserve, Bank of Boston, the Road to Ruta comic books, it's all about free markets. And they talk about, what are we going to do when the system ends? And that's where we are, at the end of the system. Alan Greenspan's plan was to allocate money according to Social Security balances. Everybody gets a base sum, and then Social Security, those who have paid in the longest get the most. That's just in the U.S. Every other country, you're on your own. There's no doubt that globalization will end instantly when unbacked fiat money ends. It will end, and it should end. We'll start trading again, maybe 5-10 years down the line. But right now, it's everybody for themselves, even countries. If it's not in your country, you do not own it. The Bank of England knows that more than anybody. Where is all the COMEX and the LBMA gold stored? Where do they require, the Bank of England requires Australia, John was telling me, to hold their gold in the Bank of England, in England. England knows. They know. Not your metal, not in your hands. If you can't touch your metal, it's not yours. That's why all these vaults are either located in London or in New York. The United States knows. London knows. At some point, the system's going to fall apart, and it's whatever you got. The Queen of England, oh my God, when she toured the gold facilities, she's just licking her chops saying, this is all mine. I don't care who has a claim on it, because all claims are gone when the fiat monetary system ends. Get your metal in your own possession. Get as much as you can of it. We are at the knocking on the doorstep of much, 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 much higher prices in the price of silver, mainly because we are running out, and it is an absolute necessary part of our future if we move into a high-tech future, which I believe we are. I believe Elon Musk is currently stockpiling not only silver, but massive amount of silver derivatives going long. I believe it in my heart. I know it. His companies cannot survive without silver. Solar panels will not survive without silver. Electric cars will not survive without silver. Maybe his flamethrower company will survive. So Elon, keep it up. He's not going to say anything. Obviously, he doesn't want the price to spike. He could. I can't wait for Ian to talk about Theta because he knows. Yes, Starlink and Theta work hand in hand together. Theta is the last mile problem. You don't think everybody's going to have a Starlink receiver on their roof or apartment building? No, that's where Theta comes in. So yeah, silver, silver, silver. It is our time. Miss Moonstone gave us this heads up months ago. The end of April, beginning of May, just happens to correspond with the largest. It's going to be the largest delivery month, which is 85,000 or 85 million ounces last July. I think we're going to be up there. Now, right now, where are we? We haven't looked at this in a while, but we're at pretty elevated numbers. Open interest right here. This is what we're looking at. So if it's going to be 100 million, that's 20,000 contracts. 20,000 contracts will give us 100 million ounces. I think that's a good number to shoot for. I don't think they can. There's no way they can do it unless they start pulling 1,000-ounce bars out of maybe SLV, maybe shut down SLV, call force majeure, and then liquidate SLV. I don't know. You shouldn't have any of your money in SLV. That's not real silver. And if you do have over 50,000 shares, demand delivery, and your broker will tell you, no, you can't do that. But in the prospectus, it says you can, and you have to do it through these criminal authorized participants who will slow walk that silver to you, and then if you're even lucky enough to get it. These are crimes in action. Don't rely on the SEC is the regulator for SLV. We know how criminal both SLV or the SEC and CFTC is. And we know how criminal JP Morgan is, who is the custodian of all the silver and almost all the ETFs. We know how criminal Goldman Sachs is, an authorized participant. Virtu Financial, the computer arm of the market rigging operation. Vinny Viola, the mafia head of Virtu Financial. We know who the players are. They've been exposed. So it'll be really interesting. And they've only got about 15 days or so to whittle this thing down to something manageable. I don't even know what would be manageable. But currently it's 550 million ounces because that's the game they play. And they roll it over to the next month, and the next delivery month is July. Hell, if we don't make May the biggest month ever and destroy the banking cabal, we wait till July. Right now, they're begging the Perth Mint for their allocated pooled account metal, and Macquarie's delivering it. That's what I believe. John was like, well, we don't have proof of that. I think if we dig a little deeper and the connections between Liam Twigger and knowing Australia, who's the biggest COMEX dealer from an Australian bank point of view, it is Macquarie. Macquarie is an Australian bank. Liam Twigger is on the board of directors of Macquarie and works for board of directors of Perth Mint and works for Macquarie. This isn't rocket science. The other banks, let me give you some other relationships. The Royal Bank of Canada Mint, their bag man on the COMEX is Scotiabank. Unbelievably, Scotiabank said they're getting out. And look at Scotia. They're still delivering metal. Where are they? Right there, Scotia Capital. The house account had to deliver 508, almost 3 million ounces themselves. So it's hard to end this rigging game. They can't just walk away. Look at all the silver that Scotia has been providing. And that's coming right out of that cozy relationship with the Royal Canadian Mint and Kitco. There's your unallocated silver. And then JP Morgan, I think, is running the book for the U.S. Mint Although I think the U.S. Mint is, I kind of like our new Mint guy. He's not new. He's returning. Forgot his name, but I think he's on the side of the good guys. And I think they're running the Chinese book. Of course, they're criminal. Of course. And how they got out of their RICO charges with a little measly $982 million fine is beyond me. And I want to know, I want to see the check. I want to see the wire transfer, where they paid it to and who got it. I'll guarantee you they didn't pay anything. And if they did, who got it? Who within the government is spending it? Do any of the silver investors who got destroyed by JP Morgan, do we get refunds? No, we don't. Why? Because they're all part of the same game. It's a big club and you ain't in it. But we are exposing it. And then finally, HSBC is running the China book, I think. I don't know. HSBC is right up there with the most criminal of all the banks, but they're in like dirty dealings. Dirty dealings. Drug running, money laundering, blows Bitcoin away, by the way, 100-fold. If your argument is, oh, Bitcoin will never work, it's used by money launderers and drug dealers, look no further than HSBC. And they get fined almost quarterly for doing it. It's like it's a cost of doing business. It's a small line item on their balance sheet. So there you go. There's your those are the teams: Macquarie and the Perth Mint, Scotia and the Kitco / Royal Canadian Mint, HSBC and China, JP Morgan, US Mint, and China. And there's others, obviously. Those are just the ones and they all collude together. It's not a surprise. Everybody knows now. So get your physical silver in your own possession. I think it's ending. We will see. All right, a quick update on cryptos. A nice pullback. They were going a bit too fast. Slow and steady wins the race. Nowhere near the snippy collapse. Snippy collapse. The fear collapse. No, we're not anywhere near it. And it's leftover shell shock from 2017, 2018 that a lot of the traders are feeling. And a lot of the old-time crypto people are feeling. We're nowhere near. We're way below the mirror multiple, and all kinds of things are saying this is a great pullback. Notice that our favorite Theta runs up when all the other cryptos are coming down, and vice versa. Why is that? Because the bad guys aren't in Theta, and they want to get in, so they keep trying to slam it and get their Theta in, get their enough data so they can control the market, and they just can't. Theta is a retail game. So, and run by the good guys, not the bad guys. So get your Theta. Get it in your own possession. None of these cryptos would even work unless Theta works. Theta Fuel, I don't know. I don't know about Theta Fuel. It might be, well, people are saying, well, Bix, if Theta Fuel doesn't work, then why would anybody run an edge node, and have the Theta system working? That's a good question. Maybe they aren't meant to be run by people. Maybe just Samsung and Sony just install them automatically in all the TVs and all the cell phones and all the computers, and Apple installs it on every iPhone. Maybe it isn't something that needs to be set up by the individuals. As a matter of fact, I know it doesn't need to be. 100 million PlayStations are sold every year. Put an edge node on every single one. Voila, you fix the problem. So, but there's other things Theta Fuel will be used for. I do like Theta Fuel, absolutely. I like Theta more, though. That's just another one of the reasons. And yes, Theta is doing well. It's jumping up because it wasn't moving as all the other cryptos were jumping up. Now the other cryptos are falling down and Theta is moving. So we're up 7% today, 12.66. Again, this is like buying Bitcoin when it was $12.66. Buying Theta at $12.66 today is like buying Bitcoin 10 years ago at $12.66. Well, 9 years ago. In a year, you're not going to care about $12.66. You're going to say, my God, why didn't I load up on Theta? Why did I have 40 different coins? XRP people are jumping for joy because XRP went up. They're saying, I told you so, I told you so. For me, I know it'll go up as long as the bad guys are in control. The moment the bad guys aren't in control, XRP goes to zero. It is a coin. It's not even made by the bankers. It's made by a couple deep state bankers. So Whether or not it works or not, I don't care. I chose spiritually not to be involved with anything deep state, pedo state, whatever it is. And that's XRP. I hate to tell you. That's all I got to say about XRP. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like the worst vile taste. And it should. Yeah, if you do your research and look who's really behind it, you're going to say, oh my God, why would I invest with these psychopathic, odd people? And it was an ICO. The ICO was a security and is a security. The head of the SEC, the new head, taught at MIT. Courses on, this is Gary Gensler, courses on cryptos, and talked about XRP in his class. I have a recording of it. He says, of course XRP was a security. But he said, I won't be deciding it. This is before he got placed as the head of the SEC. He said it will be decided in the courts. Now, the courts are criminal. But Gary already knew there's going to be a decision. And I think XRP will lose. But we'll find out. I hope they lose because, criminals shouldn't prosper like that. Yeah, Tether should be gone as well. As long as a whole handful of cryptocurrencies should be out of here. But can we extract the criminals from the good ones? Who knows? Who knows? Stay away from it all. Get yourself some theta and smile all the way down the yellow brick road. Anyway, again, tomorrow I am doing another Jenny Moonstone reading, and we'll be posting that. Don't forget, May 7th, I think it is. Friday, May 7th, in Phoenix, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. We're pinpointing the spot. We're going to do a live road show, the first one in a long time. Really excited. Jenny's going to be there, like Lisa, a bunch of the guys from Jenny's crowd are going to be there from what I hear. I think Chris Marcus is coming down to talk silver with us. It's going to be a blast. You guys are in the area, or if you want to be in the area, come on down. It is a free event, and just got to get your butt there. Right around Phoenix, maybe Tempe, which are right next to each other. We're looking at a couple venues, and we're going to play music and talk about freedom. And we're going to get Jenny to do some readings for us. And like when Lisa's going to talk to us about getting kicked off YouTube, not once, but twice. Who would kick out like Lisa off anything? She's such a sweet person. Anyway, that's what we're up to. I'm going to play a wonderful song about free markets and freedom. You guys take care.
Well, here's a true story about a man just like you. He worked his whole life, he was honest and true. Built up a nest egg the way they said to. Invest in the market, money works for you. And everything is fine, picking the winners every time. Started to believe he could make dollars out of dime. Little did he know he's being primed for a fall. The riggers let you play, then the riggers steal the ball. We want free markets, not a million phantom trades. Lest everyone's honest, we're gonna lose what we made. Got to shut down exchanges, trade one for one. We want free markets, well, our work's just begun. Free markets are the road to freedom. Capitalism, not as bad as they say. The world has never tried it, rigging markets every day. Socialists fail every time in every way. Need a better system to forge a better day. We want free markets, not a million phantom trades. Lest everyone's honest, we're gonna lose what we made. We gotta shut down exchanges, till they trade one for one. We want free markets, our work's just begun. Free markets are the road to freedom. I said free markets are the road to freedom. There's a crypto solution if only done right. We can take out the liars, bring dark into light, and trust in the math, not the people who lie. I think we can make it if we give it a try. We want free markets, not a million phantom trades. Lest everyone's honest, we're gonna lose what we made. We gotta shut down exchanges till they trade one for one. We want free markets, our work's just begun. 'Cause free markets are the road to freedom. I said free markets are the road to freedom. Free markets are the road to freedom.